Awesome. We're here in the middle of the hustle and bustle of the Victoria Inner Harbor. We've got the Coho leaving, we got airplanes landing, we got an Apollo Phantom, and we've got Jamie here. And so what I'm doing today, I just wanted to share with you guys how the Apollo Phantom has been for the last little while. And Jamie's actually been riding it around for, well, what? DoorDash, that's basically what it is.
Doing lots of food deliveries, lots of joyrides as well, even some trails.
You've done about 300 miles with it?
Yep.
That's about 500 kilometers for people north of the border. And I guess what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a couple of things. We're gonna say, I wanna find out what he likes, what he doesn't like. And I'll ask you a few questions about Uber deliveries and what it's like doing it from a scooter and what it's, are you making any money? Is it fun? That kind of stuff.
Okay, perfect.
So first of all, what do you like about the Apollo Phantom now that you've had it for almost 300 miles?
Yeah, I think my favorite thing so far has been the regen braking. I have maybe used these twice, the actual mechanical brakes. The regen braking is just so smooth and it comes you to a stop no problem, even in any type of emergency situation. And also I think the ergonomics are really well done. The deck, although it's not too wide compared to some other scooters, but it's super long. Like you could fit 2 people on here, no problem.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the ergonomics, I think of the handlebars, the way you kind of stand on it like this.
Yeah.
It's just very like comfortable to ride for long periods when you're doing.
Because when you're doing a delivery, you're not going like 5 kilometers an hour. You're probably, you want to get there with the hot food fast.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
It's got Ludo mode.
Yes.
Do you use it?
Honestly, no. I think it's too much power.
I
mean, there's 3 gears, not including Ludo, and I'm always riding around in gear 2, and it's still pushing me over 30 miles an hour. So,
as I was riding around today, I just felt like it's kind of like the big brother of the city.
Yeah.
Like it's got the same controls. It's got the same. It's really smooth.
Yeah.
And the braking is really strong. Just with the actual app and adjusting, with the regen braking.
Exactly.
And it's so smooth. Like it's such a lovely unit to ride
the quad
around
suspension also, it was a little stiff at first, but I'm also a lighter rider. But I mean, after a few hundred miles, it kind of breaks in and it really smoothens out the ride, especially when you're doing deliveries and going over big bumps and up big hills. And speaking of hills, this thing also climbs them no problem.
We just did a test.
Yeah,
it just went.
Put that clip up. That was
it. It just smoked it. Oh, we're gonna have a little bit of a noise in the background here as the bridge decides to go up. That's fine. All hell's breaking loose. Now that the bridge has gone through some testing, I'm not sure what that was all about. It went up like halfway and then came down. Anyway, doesn't matter. So what you like is the deck size, the length. You like the ride, quality.
Yes.
Feels smooth on acceleration.
Feels very premium.
Awesome on the actual hills.
Yeah.
You never use the Ludo.
No, don't need it.
Hand grips?
Yes, very comfortable. It's probably the best I've ridden on any scooter.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Like one of the things I noticed is, and we're going to ask you now what you don't like, but before we do that, I can see there's no rear fender.
Yes.
What happened?
The rear fender's off. It's not so much that anything happened, it's just, I think if you go any like major bumps, just the way it's designed, if we kind of zoom into the front one, it's just these 2 brackets on the side. And so because it's on the side, the wheel kind of will hit the top and just rattle it a bit. And
right, it's just a little bit noisy.
Yeah, it's gotten kind of better weather here, so I haven't really ridden in rain, so I just thought, take it off.
Take it off until it starts to rain again.
Save some time, exactly. And then I could throw it back on, no problem. It's just kind of an inconvenience when you hear the rattle every once in a while.
Is there anything else you don't like about the Apollo Phantom
Honestly,
V3?
that's it, and that's just a minor gripe. Like,
it's just a minor thing? Cool.
Yeah, it's been perfect for me, honestly.
Like it looks like you've adjusted everything. You've adjusted bolts and you've adjusted everything for your height.
Yeah, I adjusted the handlebars.
Tall. You're about what, 6?
Yeah, I'm 6'3".
6'3". So
yeah,
you're tall, and
that's why the ergonomics is pretty important when you're taller.
Yeah.
Because this is when you stand on, you see the suspension dip a bit, which is nice, and the handlebars more up. It's just more center for me.
I feel so short now when you do that. I'm only 6 feet tall. You're like cowering. Okay, get back down to my height. So you basically love this thing, and you've been using it for Uber Eats.
Yes.
And I guess my question for you is, are you having fun doing the Uber Eats, and are you making any money?
For sure. I'm having lots of fun. Compared to the other jobs I have, this is, and I would consider this a real job now. I think a lot of people just think of it as a little side money gig, but I've kind of turned it into a efficiency
are
of making.
Are you doing like 6 hours?
I'm doing like 6-7 hour shifts.
Really?
Yeah, I was gonna do more, close to 8 to 10, but I didn't even need to because I've been making good money. So I don't know what that is in Canadian, but like 24, 25, 26 an hour. Canadian. Yeah, so
that's
like
about 20 bucks.
22.
Yeah, 20 bucks an hour.
Yeah.
US. That's a pretty decent wage.
And that's no gas fees.
Yeah,
The only,
you plug
the
it
only
in.
fees are, I mean, buying your vehicle, but I mean, if you're making that much an hour, you're paying that off in a month. So I think this, I would go as far as to say this is the best delivery vehicle.
Really?
Out of all the ones you have and the ones that I've tested, this is...
Because Jamie's not just my cameraman. He uses the scooters when we're not filming with them to do DoorDash and just get around town, etc. Yeah. And you found this one to be the best.
Yes, this one and the Varla as well. Those are my top
Varla
two.
Eagle 1?
Yeah, the Varla Eagle 1 Pro.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
because,
really interesting.
I mean, the big battery. Okay, we'll talk about range for a second because we'll do range tests. It'll be coming in the next couple of weeks, but I mean, there's like delivery range and then there's a range test. And so stopping, starting, you know, high speeds, hills, sometimes lower speeds, whatever, all of it, I typically get about 40 to 43 kilometers before I kind of bring it home just to make sure it doesn't die on me. So
let's switch gears right into the Uber Eats world.
Yeah.
You're using what, 2 electric scooters and one EUC for like a 7 or 8 hour shift.
Yes.
And that's totally fine. And if you needed to go longer, you could charge them up too, I guess.
Yeah, so I'll take out my wheel, ride it out about 50 kilometers, come home, so 30 miles, and then switch to the scooter. And when I switch to the scooter, I'll plug in the wheel, come back, switch to another scooter. Even sometimes the wheel's already charged enough, so
and
you
what
can
about
just switch between.
like you also have access to e-bikes, but you're not using e-bikes as often. You typically use scooters and EUCs. Why is that?
Yes, I think just for the type of riding I do and the way I deliver, I think it's easier for me to do it on scooters because I have access to more of them and because they're a bit faster. But if I was someone who obviously doesn't have all these different modes of transportation, I think an e-bike would probably be the best because a lot of the times you get a rack on the back, you can put your bag
you can
right
put your bag in the back, you don't have to carry it.
You know, you don't have, you can save your back a bit. Like,
although I guess you can go into the stores or go into the restaurants.
Yes, you can also mount a bag on the deck, which I might try soon. That's something from Electric Scooter Academy that he does.
Yogi Steve does that.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen him do that.
So, and I just got the same bag. I'll try it out. We'll see, because I don't know how I feel about riding on the back like that, but
good stuff.
I mean, it does work. But I think scooters more optimal. But I think if you're obviously are just buying one vehicle and want the kind of maximize range and time, I think a bike is a good way to go for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
There is, of course, the element of keeping it safe.
Yes.
When you go into the restaurant, so obviously you lasso these up with bike. Oh no, you walk into the restaurant with the electric scooter.
Typically will always walk in a restaurant, walk in an apartment, anything like that with it. And if there's a bunch of stairs and there's no like wheelchair ramp or anything like that, I would just lock it outside with a typical like U-lock, one of those
kryptonites?
Yeah, something like that. I don't have the exact kryptonite, but a U-lock for sure.
Something quality.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think what we'll do here is we'll stop the interview, as it were.
Okay.
So say thank you very much
no problem.
Thank you so much, for trying out the Phantom, you know, doing the DoorDash, putting on the miles, finding out what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah.
That's really exciting. If you're watching this, you're like, hey Tim, you know what? I'd like to learn a little bit more about DoorDash and Uber Eats and all those kinds of fun things, and you would like me to maybe make a video with you, ride around town, follow them around, let me know in the comments what you'd like to know. Because there are going to be some intricacies, because you're going to be one of the top DoorDash people. If you're doing 6 or 7 hours a day, over the course of the month, you must be like one of their top delivery guys.
Yeah, on July 2nd, I should be at the top Dasher status, which is something we can talk more about in the future. But
that's going to be exciting.
Gives you the the best orders, the highest paying orders for the lowest mileage, all the stuff like that. Yeah.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, no problem.
So if you are interested in that, let us know down below.
Yeah.
2 big thumbs up for the Phantom.
Yes, I think it's sweet.
It's a sweet ride. So if you have any questions, put those down in the comments. Thank you, Jamie.
No problem.
Cheers.